Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. It's a birthday party. Come on, we're celebrating 20 years of the Commonwealth Seminar. And I have to say, really, it's a pleasure for me to be here with Leverett, with Shirley Leung, with my good friend Colette Phillips, with the advisory board members for the Commonwealth Seminar. If you're here, raise your hand so we can see you, advisory board members. With the graduates of this program, the program's for 20 years, raise your hand if you're a graduate. It's good to see you all, and supporters. I also want to say, Councilor Mejia is leaving, or maybe she just walked out, but I want to congratulate her. Certainly want to thank Auditor DeZoglia as she exits and goes on to her next event. And I want to recognize there are some electeds in the room too, and we've got members of the Wu administration. I can't say I know everyone by name, but I do want to mention Chief Basso. I want to mention key advisor, Stephen Chan. And I want to mention other friends who are in the room. I think Dan Cullinane, former rep, current rep, Don Shan is here. Senator Jamie Eldridge, I see you, Jamie. And then there's so many friends. I think Brandy Fluker Oakley, my state rep, was here, and I'm happy that she's here, and so many others, a lot of friends. My connection with the Commonwealth Seminar is that I knew the founders, so I go back 20 years from the beginning. I served in the legislature a long time ago. Jared Barrios, you may know that name, he was a state senator, okay? First Latino in the state Senate. He and Joel Barrera, some of you may know him, he was a state house staffer, both of them savvy, smart, very much looking at ways that they could move an agenda around DEI before we actually talked about DEI. So that wasn't a term that we were using particularly back then. So I think it would be safe to say, Leverett, that the Commonwealth Seminar might be the original DEI program for the public sector, okay? But it was back in 2003, and I just want to say back then, there was a young senator by the name of Travellini. We called him Trav. Is he here?
Yes.
I don't see him. Oh! Well, he had just been sworn in that year. Am I right, Trav? So that was he was sworn in. He had really, what can I say, a great chief of staff, Arthur Bernard, who I had the pleasure of working with. Why are they hiding behind the plants and these people? They made things happen. Well, they are going to remember that back in 2003, because Trav, you know, he probably had one of two, I think I can say, black men as his chief of staff in the Senate. The other one was Ron Marlowe. Arthur and I were remembering that. I mean, maybe there are other, I don't remember that, but there were very few people of color who were in those positions then. So Trav, you were groundbreaking in terms of opening your office back then, and I want to thank you and recognize you for that. And then remember that Jared and Joel had a vision. They had a vision around trying to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion. They wanted to see people of color at the State House. And I appreciate them if they were here. Joel is under the weather, and he could not be here, and Jared is out of town. But they also had the foresight of bringing in good leadership to the Commonwealth Seminar. And who is that? A very dynamic, forward-thinking executive director. Leverett Wing, that's good. The Commonwealth Seminar has flourished. And this mission around trying to open doors to people of color has actually succeeded, with 91% of the graduates being people of color. And Leverett knows that I and Colette and I have a particular interest, not just around trying to create spaces for people of color, but also for women. And Leverett has made a commitment to support women's leadership, and the majority of the graduates are women. And that's a great thing, Leverett. So I'm going to close here just to say that I'm happy to be part of the Commonwealth Seminar family. I think the best part of this experience is that we have, nearly 2,000 participants who are graduated and are now using their experiences to make worthy contributions in their own communities. I want to thank each of you. I want to do a shout out to my friend Rodley Louisiana, who you're going to hear from in a little bit, who I think embodies the vision that we have for graduates making contributions in their community. And I want to thank each and every one of you who are doing just that. Colette Phillips, now my good friend.
Leverett, happy 20th, and he has done such a great job. You have found all the people who are committed to inclusion. Shirley Leung, nobody could have done a better job of being MC. She writes about inclusion and gender and racial diversity in the business community. Thank you, Shirley, for always. And again, Trav, not only did he break barriers, which was before anybody else, he actually also appointed chairs of color. The first Black woman elected, he made her chair of one of the most powerful committees, the Banking and Finance Committee. And this is a banking and finance community. So Trav, you have done it, and you are definitely a white guy who can jump. And I want to say, Leverett, as an immigrant and someone who came to this country, I am delighted that a lot of the graduates of Commonwealth Seminar are immigrants. And we are always hungry to learn about the civic history. I can tell you, we probably could give some of the elected in Washington, including people running for president, a lesson in civic engagement and the reality of our Constitution. And I just want to say that the graduates have gone on, many of whom have run for elected offices and have been elected, as you saw with Councillor Mejia. And I just think that the work that Leverett and the Commonwealth Seminar does, I couldn't think of a better name for tonight's event. It's about bringing people in the room, at the table, but also giving them a voice. And that is so important. That's the power of inclusion. It is the power of what makes this country great and unique. And we look at this room, look around. I want you to just take a look around. This is what America is. Regardless to what people are saying or thinking, we are stronger in our diversity. Diversity is what makes America strong. Diversity of thought, diversity of people, and the diversity in this room. And it's not something people ought to fear. Diversity is not musical chairs. So when the music stops, if you're not in front of a chair, you lose. It's a Thanksgiving table where you add more chairs and you make sure that everyone is not only in the room, but they have a seat at the table and a meal. So I want to just say congratulations to you, Leverett, for the work that you have done and continue to do, and to all the graduates and alum of Commonwealth Seminar. Keep doing what you're doing and keep raising the bar, waving the flag, and making sure that the work you do has a ripple effect like Mother Teresa says, I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the water and create many ripples. And that's what Commonwealth Seminar has done. So,